We're laughing and talking, the popcorn is popping, yeah. In my PJs.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Kamika Louise, known as the Free Spirit. Today, you're not gonna believe it, we have a beautiful, beautiful spirit that's coming to join us by the name of Cherise Mitchell, and she is an entrepreneur, paparazzi accessories. You guys, I bought a couple rings. Phenomenal. The value is really good, but I promise you, please listen. She has a story that is going to blow your mind, okay? You're not going to believe how inspiring she's going to be. She inspired me, and that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So please listen, comment, ask questions, and we so appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for going on this journey with us. Catch y'all later.
Hey, welcome back to In My PJs. I am Tara. The misunderstood one. Sorry.
I'm Crystal, the Quiet Storm.
Hey, so y'all already know it's Keely. They like to say opinionated. I just say passionate. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Anywho, they also say I'm this diva princess. No, I'm just a queen, baby. I'm just a queen.
Tamar Jr.
How wonderful. No, I'm scared. And I am Famika Louise. I'm the Free Spirit. Yes. I just flew across the room. Did y'all see me? And today, everyone, we have a special guest. This is Cherise Mitchell, everyone.
Hello, my name is Cherise Mitchell, also known as the Grand Diva.
Ooh.
The Grand Diva.
Yes. I'm just excited to be here. Can't wait to spend some time with these lovely ladies and get this show on the road.
All right. So today's topic is, are you too comfortable to grow? And we invited Cherise on the show today because she all too well knows about that situation. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the actual subject?
Absolutely. Actually, this is a perfect topic for me. And when Tara called me and asked me about being on the panel, I said, my God, you really picked the perfect topic for me. And we didn't even discuss this. That's the thing about it. She just called me one day. I mean, we hit and miss, you know, we talk some days, sometimes we don't. And she called out of the blue, and I said, of course, absolutely. What's the topic? And she said, are you too comfortable to grow? I said, my God.
Okay.
My Lord. You gave me the perfect topic to sit in on because I've been through the storm. I've had my ups and downs, highs and lows. I've been through it. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, gosh, it goes back so far. I can talk about so much, but I'm going to just tell you a little bit about myself and then bring you up to current to where I am today as far as growing and being too comfortable to grow because I was stuck in that position. Yeah. So I am originally from Detroit, born and raised here in Detroit, and recently moved back about a year and a half ago. Said I was never coming back, but I love my city. I'm from Detroit, and so I moved away 18 years ago to Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
18 years I moved there. Didn't know a soul but my brother. He called me up. I wanted to change because I was comfortable with Detroit.
Okay.
For one, I was comfortable because this is my city. No matter where I am, I will always be Detroit forever. But there was a moment in my life where I needed to change. I wanted to grow. I needed to move forward and move past from where I came from. Being the oldest of 5, being raised by my grandmother, because my siblings and I we grew up in foster home. And then my grandmother decided that it was just too much on her to travel from each individual location because although we were in foster care, we weren't together in foster care. That makes sense. Yeah, we were in 5 different homes. So that's 5 different stops in a short period of time because on visitation day, there's only a short period no matter where you are. So she had to visit 5 of us in 5 different homes. And so she decided one day that, you know, I'm going to bring them all home with me.
Oh,
Wow. Yes.
That is so awesome.
Absolutely. After already raising 8 children of her own.
Oh, wow.
So, yes,
Can't grandmas do it?
Right. prepared and made the arrangements for us all to come to be together in one home under one roof, and we did that for a long time. And life was good. Life was tough. We learned a lot along the way. We made a lot of friends. Our house was pretty much the house on the block, the neighborhood block.
Everybody have that
house. And you probably know the house if I tell you the house, because it was that house. I grew up on French Road between 94 and Nestor Ford.
Okay,
And there's
Oh, Lord.
It's
I still don't understand this whole thing.
No, it's real. It's a thing. It's a thing in the game.
I might know the house then. You might have been up there.
because it was an open door. We had an open door. My grandparents believed in helping others and giving back, and I think that's where I get that. I got that from. And the home there, we never had to worry about locking our doors or anything.
Right.
You didn't have to knock. You just came on in. But there was a certain time of night, of course, you knew not to come through that door.
Right.
But during the day, we were in there, and you can come in and visit and have a good time, and that's what we did. We were the house on the block. Everybody was there. But fast forward to age 16, my grandmother had grown older and just became tired, and so she had a conversation with me one day and said, I'm tired. I'm going to need you to get custody of your siblings.
Wow.
16.
Well, I didn't get custody until the age of 17, but I got legal custody.
Oh, 17. That's great.
Glad you waited that year.
So wait, they let you get custody of.
Not only did they let me, they let me represent myself.
Wow.
Now that
You
is
as an adult
Yeah.
today.
Well,
At
because
17?
No, at 16 you
At
can
16
begin.
now, like
You
the
become
parents.
an
You got some
emancipated
bad
adult.
kids.
Got it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, at 16 in Michigan at least.
Yeah.
I learned that we become emancipated at the age of 16. So I stood before the judge and I pled my case as to why I
How
should.
did you feel?
I felt stunned, shocked,
You afraid?
afraid. Yeah, definitely,
Wow.
because
Oh,
I
you take care
I
of
didn't
them.
prepare myself. How would I take care
Okay.
of them? I don't know. I
That's true
did
because
what I had to
were
do.
you one of those
I'm
mature girls? So
worried.
like,
And
although
if-
you were experiencing all those emotions, it was still, I just got to do what I got to do.
I had to do what I had to do
Wow.
for me and my siblings. I had to do it, and I think that I watched my grandmother enough to know
To know
what I had to do.
What to
That's
do,
what's
right.
up.
Because my grandmother was that amazing woman where she cooked, she cleaned, she styled hair, she sewed all of our clothing, not from a pattern, but she was just yes, she did it all. And so by her doing it all, she had us there watching and prepping us along the way. And so I learned many things, as a young girl growing up with my grandmother. And so I took all those life lessons and I applied it to raising my family, raising my siblings. And they were in middle school at the time, on the way to high school at the time. And that was at age 17. And lo and behold, I learned that I was becoming a mother myself.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, so I was now pregnant with my son, and then raising my 4 siblings on my own.
So let me ask you this because, we know you today,
Yeah.
and you're this phenomenal woman. You have nonprofits and, the paparazzi. You have these things going. How did you transition from, because people will make stereotypes. First off, you're from the East Side, but people have their stereotypes. I love the East Side, but there are stereotypes. So there are those stereotypes. Y'all with that house, that was that stereotype that people have of that. There's like all these, how did you overcome all of that instead of, because a lot of people do get comfortable, and this is just what we do.
Right.
How did you overcome that to become who you are today?
Well, for one, I made it a point to not let my circumstances and my surroundings become who I would be.
Wow.
So I made the decision to step out on faith on many times and just to do what I knew that I wanted to do. I wasn't going to be that welfare recipient. I wasn't going to be, and I'm not knocking that because it helps. That's what it's there for.
Right.
It's there
And
to
that was
help.
a common term
Yeah, it was
back
common,
then,
you know.
welfare recipient.
Recipient.
It
It was,
was.
and but if you use it right, it's there for help. It's not to live off on. It's not a career. You can't make a career. You can't become a career.
Welfare recipient.
Right.
out there that will argue you up and down over that.
And there's people that's doing it.
You make a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, again, that's a piece of comfort, but you should grow from that.
Yes.
Don't sit in it. You know, grow. And so that's what made me continue to want to move on and go further in
Did
my
something
life.
happen that made you say, you know what, I need more, I want to do more, I want better?
Absolutely, something happened. My environment, my circumstances. It took me a long time to share what I'm about to say because I was embarrassed, and I'm not even going to be ashamed to say it. I was embarrassed. My mother was a drug addict.
So my daddy was.
Mine too.
That's just a family, right? It's a family.
I was raised by my grandmother, my grandfather,
Yeah.
my great grandparents
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah.
And so I didn't want that to be my life.
Yeah.
And so my siblings, we refused to smoke, get high, use
That's
drugs.
good.
We didn't do any of that. And so those were things that I used to want to do more. I wanted to grow. I wanted to step out of my circumstances, you know, from the life that I've known. I wanted my children to experience more than I did. I wanted to learn more. And so I made it a mission.
Right.
I'm going to keep pushing and keep going for it. And I did that. And so like I said, fast forward, I moved to Columbus, Ohio. Where I didn't know.
Everybody looking at you like, no, it didn't.
But it was a comfort move for me.
Yeah.
Because I had to get away from what I felt that was holding me back
I did
here.
the same thing.
Yeah, it was holding me. It was weighting me down. I was carrying the
because
weight.
you're from
Okay, so I was raised in Mississippi.
right.
And so in the mid 80s, my mom, I left her when I was only 3, went down south. My mother, when my grandfather passed, she came down to help my grandmother. It was too much. Soon as I graduated high school, I tossed my cap, and I promise you, my dad was there to get me to bring me back because I didn't want that life either.
Yes.
And the only thing I knew how to do was run away from it.
Running
Wow.
And so I spent many years running away from it
Yeah.
until recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go ahead and
Yeah,
finish
running
that.
away. And so I ran away.
Yep.
I did. I ran away from the circumstances
Yes.
that were familiar to me, that was uncomfortable to me, that caused grief, hurt, pain for me.
Yes.
And so I didn't want that. And at this time, when I decided to run away or move away, I had children. And this wasn't going to be the life that I was going to give my children. I wanted more.
That is so deep because, you know, young girls that are at that age that you were at, when you had to step up and take on so much responsibility, they think they failed.
No.
Yeah.
They-
And
Oh,
they
yeah, like their life was over.
Exactly.
They are told in
They-
society, they're told in school, because if you think about, like, I worked for Detroit Public Schools, and you can have where it was such a cliche going to the Detroit Public Schools
Yes.
as well, that if somebody got pregnant, they kind of disappeared.
You pushed them out. You know,
You know what I'm saying? And they had certain
Exactly.
schools for,
Pregnant-
you know,
the
for
pregnant
pregnant
girls.
girls.
serious?
So
Yes.
if society
You didn't know it was
constantly,
contagious?
girl,
Don't drink the water.
but if society keeps telling you that, you know, you're an outcast,
Right.
then why should I get better? And if
And why
nobody
should
is
I want to
supporting
do better?
Right.
When I don't know
You're gonna
any
be over
better.
here anyway and never
Exactly.
accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you didn't have those peers in your life to show you better, to do better.
Exactly.
But right now, currently, that's one of my mottos. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals.
Absolutely.
You know, to do better. The people that want better, you want those people in your life. And we don't all have to be at the same playing field at the same
Right,
time.
exactly.
Right.
As long as we're reaching for the same goals, and that's to elevate.
Reaching.
Yes,
Help
yes.
one another.
Yes,
Yes, help one
reaching,
another get
yes.
there. Absolutely.
And not just looking for a hand out, but we're
Yes.
looking for a hand
Hand
up.
up,
You know,
yeah,
we're giving
yes.
a hand up, you know, so
Absolutely.
we're pulling someone up with us. Yes.
And that's why I tell my friends that I love you right where you are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because I'm a friend that will encourage you to be better. So if I love you right where you are, I can't hate, you know, y'all hating each other. No, I'm gonna love you right where you are. Even if it means that you may not give the same type of love in return, but that might be just where you are in your life. That you might be going through a struggle, you know, a 17-year-old girl,
Yes.
with, you know, so you just have to love a person right where they are.
And for
What
one of y'all
about,
not to
like,
judge them.
there's so many
Help them.
people who are like, but it's just who I am, and I mean, take it or leave it. And
Yeah.
I
That's not
mean,
an
it
excuse
doesn't
to
make
me.
it
That's not an excuse.
like,
That's just who I am.
you know,
I don't
you
think they
trying to
have
change change a
want to
person,
show
but
them
they're
different though.
That's what I think.
A lot of people are scared to open up to allow
fear.
people to assist them.
Mhm.
They're so sheltered. They don't want to be judged, so they just hold it all with
Yeah.
them.
Well,
And
that's
it
what I
becomes
think
a
it is, the
defense
judgment.
mechanism.
Because
That's
if I
what it is.
open up and admit
Now
that
you're
I got some
gonna judge me.
flaws,
Right.
But you know,
Like, that's
it's
hard.
growth though.
that's
It's
hard.
So they're very
Yes.
comfortable and not ready to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
So once they see another person, like, okay, well, she did it, maybe I can do it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's growth level. is
And the one
different.
thing I'm learning too, even in counseling right now, in my counseling classes, is that a lot of times people have triggers and different things inside that cause them, like, I don't want to really grow any further because I'm going to have to open up my eyes to things that I went through when I was younger.
Or
And so,
that you're not comfortable with because you
Yeah.
don't have the skill set or the knowledge that you didn't
on
have
how to
opportunity
deal
to
with
learn.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
then, I mean, and some people are like, I want to change, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Fear.
I want to change, but people around me not going to accept
Who
my
I am.
change. Like,
So those
they're
people
cool
need
with
to
me
go.
being who I am, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if I change,
I'm
then
always
I'm going to
lose
lose my
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad,
And
but
a lot
there
of
are
times-
people like
Yeah,
that.
oftentimes I was labeled as stuck up, bougie.
Of course.
Oh my God.
whatever.
So
And
you
I
said
said,
that.
Wait,
I wasn't always the grandma.
Right.
I grew into the grandma.
People don't know that inside of you, but because you can articulate a sentence or you
Yes.
have cool
But
or you
why
have
am
manners,
I-
we're
why-
labeled bougie.
Yes, but why is that? Because I want more out of
I
life.
want
Yeah.
better. I want
Why is
different.
that? Because
Exactly.
I want better.
Because
Why are you
they're,
not happy
they're
for me?
Because
I
they're
want better.
uncomfortable.
they're
with
uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
if you're around me and you're growing,
I'm gonna
I can't
grow.
use that as an excuse
Right.
to not grow anymore.
And not only
I should
that,
wanna
but it
do
will
it. I can't do it.
highlight where I have
Yeah.
not grown.
And people
Right.
are
And
so
so
afraid
you
of
show me
what
my
people think
inadequacies.
of us.
Exactly.
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 My flaws.
Exactly. So I mean, I've done a lot, and I've been with and without. You know, there
Yeah.
has been many times that I've been without, but I've made a way. Moving on to Columbus, I didn't know a soul other than my brother at the time, and maybe my cousin and our childhood friend was there as well in Columbus when I moved there. And it took me some time, so I sat around for a while, and then I applied for this position with the healthcare facility there, and I got the job, and I started working there. And at the time, because I'm in healthcare for the last 20 plus years, I started at the front desk because I knew the front and back office. But I started at the front desk, and I worked there for maybe 4 years or so, I think it was. And one day I got my supervisor asked to meet with me and the HR person. They had something to talk to me about. I'm like, what could it be?
Right.
You know, what could it be? But it was a good thing.
Yeah.
They saw something in me, potential in me, that I didn't see in myself.
That's good.
They encouraged me to apply for the management position.
Wow.
And I'm like, me, the little girl from east side of Detroit, non-educated, don't know anything other than what I went to school for this medical assistant part. But I'm not a college degree person, So, yeah, and so I don't know. So I'm nervous. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't see what they saw in me. But I interviewed for that position, and I got the position.
Yes.
And I became the practice manager of a multi-million-dollar health center.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And that's where I met me.
You
Multi-million-dollar
said
health
one key
center.
thing that they believe in you. Sometimes it just takes one person
Yes.
to
I already know where you're
believe
going.
in you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so you had a nonprofit, and so like the importance of telling a kid, like, you are so pretty, or telling them you are so smart, even if they're getting C's and D's.
Yes.
Like, you don't even know the word, but you are
have to
so
speak
just saying
power
that
in
one
time.
thing
Yeah, power in
and
time.
speaking that one thing into them. Baby, you can do it. You got this.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it really does make a difference.
It
And I
does.
think that's what we as adults have to understand. Like, what we say, even if it's that one thing when we see that child that one time,
Yeah.
not even kids, but even other adults.
Yes.
Exactly.
Different situations.
Even speaking into other adults
Yes.
and letting them know, like, girl, you, and give them a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Because
that's it.
somebody has something good.
And as far as the organizations that I co-founded and started, now as far as the nonprofit, with that, we did start the planning phases of it and everything. It was called Pathways of Hope. We had a board that was sitting with me planning, and unfortunately, we didn't go far with that because we had a dear friend of mine who have a fatal accident.
Oh,
And she sat on my board, and so that took a lot out of me. And so I had to grow from that and mourn over that. However, I got through it, and then I moved forward, and then I became the co-founder of Pretty Brown Princess, which is an organization, an empowerment group for young girls ages 5 through 12, where we encourage them to love the skin that they're in, and we've taught them empowerment things, and we spoke to them monthly about career activities, where they wanted to be in life. We did sewing activities, cooking classes, table manner and etiquette. We did a lot with them, so we would meet with them monthly. And then I went on to start become a co-founder of Divas in Business, which is a networking group for women in business. And we started a Facebook page, and it grew to over 500, 600, 700 people at the time. And we used to meet monthly at different organizations or companies around Columbus restaurants, basically, because we wanted to support the companies as well. We wanted to give back, because that was a part of our mission too, was to give back and to help others. So when we would host something, either we would support a restaurant by having our meetings there, and then we would also support a charity by collecting donations from our guests and then donating those to the organizations. I also stepped out on faith. I believed in myself, and I opened up a boutique. In Columbus, Ohio. It was called Mind, Body, and Soul.
How long did it take you to do that?
Well, for 3 years, I drove past the building. I
drove
past the building. And that's no lie. For 3 years, I literally drove past this building every day on my way to work, because my place of employment was just 3 blocks down from this building. So when I would drive past this building, I would look at it and I said, Lord, I really want to be on High Street. And High Street's a popular street in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, it's a very popular street. But I was in my mind, I was thinking of the Short North area, where it's popular and there was all things going on. It was active, lively. But this location was on the opposite end. And so I prayed about it, and every day I kept saying, Lord, I can't afford it. But one day, I got the courage to decide to write down the number. I decided today would be the day that I would make that call. Just call. Just call. And that's what I did. And so I talked to the realtor, and he says, okay, sure, I'm going to bring you the key, and then you just let yourself in and go in and look around and take your time. It's this price. And mind you, I had already checked prices in the north, on the other side. It was $1,200 a month or whatever, $1,500. I'm like, oh, I would never be able to afford that. So when he said, then fear sat in, because I said, well, if it's $1,200 down here, it's definitely $1,200 down here.
So before you put
it was in
tell us the closing, I have a question. How many times did you drive by saying, if that sign is on that building again tomorrow, I'm going to call? Have y'all ever seen that?
I'm in the process now of doing that.
Are you driving I'm telling you, I'm going to call.
I'm going to call right now.
Well, do it.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm staring at this. I see the building right now in my head, and I'm sitting
there
like,
do it.
Yes,
I want
do
it.
Do it.
Oh, well, you act like you want
There's
it.
nothing.
I gotta get out my comfort zone.
Look, don't get comfortable just driving back.
We are our own worst critics and our enemies.
But
there's nothing standing in between you but air and opportunity. Fear.
That's good.
Nothing
standing between you except air and opportunity.
Yes.
Did y'all get that? Nothing standing between you except for air and opportunity.
Nothing.
I heard that when they wanted to fight. Look, ain't nothing in between us, but ain't opportunity. What you about to do?
You know that's Detroit.
Hold on, I'm West Side. You must be Detroit. I know nothing West Side.
West Side.
Where do I live? Where do I live?
Girl, you. No.
You can just claim one.
She can't even claim Northeast.
I can't claim what's out.
You're on a whole different side. key. You go in and let yourself in, and you take the key, and whenever you're done, just drop the key off. So I'm already confused because first you said you're giving me the key. Right. You're gonna allow me, but you're gonna
They don't do that in the D. They don't.
No. They got the lockbox.
No, they're gonna meet you at the office
They're
so they
gonna meet
can
you.
take a copy of your ID.
You're right.
Yes. No, keep your ID.
Something.
Like on
I just
Popeyes.
gonna walk away with the key.
Wow.
So yeah, but he gave me he said he would give me the key and he would meet me at my office, and so he did. He showed
How
up.
did you feel at that moment?
I
After
still
you
was
crossed,
scared.
after you crossed that and you
I
called,
still was nervous. I
Okay.
still didn't know what
even
to
after
do.
he told you to come get the key.
Even after,
Okay.
because I still hadn't signed anything.
Okay.
I still hadn't signed on the line. So he got to the office and he said, I got some bad news. I'm like, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I knew it couldn't be true. And so he says, no, it's not that. It's not what you're thinking. I said, well, what is it? He said, I forgot the key. I forgot the key. I said, oh, whew, okay. He said, well, I'm gonna go back and get the key, and like I said, keep the key. Take it, take your time, look around, but just know that we're not going to do anything in the building. Just know that we're not going to do anything. I said, okay. So I, at the time I was married, and so I called my husband and I said, well, I got the key. I said, what am I supposed to do? I
Just got real.
It got real. So he says, he was dumbfounded. He said, you got the key. Did you pay for it?
Right.
I said, no. He just gave me the key. And so he says, well, I'll meet you over there after work then. And so we did. And so we went into the building, and the building was a wreck. There was holes in the walls. It was in shambles. It needed help. It needed work. And so I stood in the center of that floor, and I just started praying. And I just said, Lord, tell me what it is that you want me to do with this. Lord, what is it that you want me to do? Lord, put it in my spirit what it is that I should be doing with this building. I'm claiming it in the name of Jesus that it's mine already. And so that night I went home, I slept on it, I woke up, and when I woke up I had the vision.
When that vision hit you,
I had the vision.
Goosebumps.
Look, I got
I had the vision, and so I jumped up and I sat up and I told my husband, I said, I got it. He said, what? I said, I know what I want. I said, I want this. I want pink walls. I want it black. You know, pink is my favorite color, right? He's like, I said, pink. I said, I want this wall right here to be black, and I want you to knock down this wall, and I want you to do this. He said, whoa, we didn't even sign the way. We didn't even sign the.
It's already mine.
I see it.
It's already mine. And you had your confirmation.
And so I had my confirmation, and I went to work, and I called the gentleman. I said, okay, I'll get it. And so then he even blessed me one more time. He said, you know what? I don't know what it is about you. Something about you. Like he said,
favor.
He said the rent is $700. $700. Mind you, early
down the street.
Yes, 700. And I said, still doubting myself, still sitting in the way of my blessing.
Can't be right.
I said something can't be right. Well, first of all, I can't afford that because I'm already paying my mortgage, I got a house note, I got this, I got that. So all the doubts. Where's the money coming from? The money hasn't been around before. Where's it coming from? But I knew I wanted to do it, and I did it. I did it. And Tara's been to my boutique.
How did you feel when you did it?
Amazing.
You know, I gotta ask how you feel.
Amazing. The visions kept coming, kept coming. But that's a sign of faith and growing and believing in yourself. I did it.
So did you get to? I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Because this is this is really touching for me. So did you doubt at any time once you got the building you've signed? Did you doubt, like, you know what, maybe this wasn't for me?
Absolutely, because I still was thinking about the money.
But
did I not tell you also that I was still working a 9-to-5 job? A full-time job? So I was still working a full-time job, but mind you, when I'm working, who's in my boutique running it? Okay? So that's another expense. But luckily, right around that time too, I had surgery. So I was down for a while. I didn't get a chance to start on the building or anything, so I was off work at the same time. So my ex-husband at the time was staying home with me, and he stayed home, and the whole time I was off, he was off. And then when he went back to work, and I lived in Columbus, we lived in Columbus, but he worked in Cincinnati. So he had to drive to Cincinnati, hour and a half away. And he was gone, and so I'm so used to him being gone and not being home till after 12, you know, midnight or whatever. So when he came back home early, and it was like, it was early, you know. I'm like, what happened? And he said, they let me go.
Oh.
He lost his job, and I'm like, oh Lord, now what? You know, I'm.
They go your
so that's
cashier
what
in
I'm
your
like,
boutique.
yeah.
Go your worker. Makes it way out of nowhere.
I'm working my 9 to 5. I just had this surgery. He just got fired. Like all this stuff is going on. How do you not fall back into that comfort zone?
I don't know, but something kicked in.
walking
Something
in
kicked me into high gear, and I said, you know what? But that was the blessing, because now he's
But
at the boutique.
Do you think that had you not left Detroit, do you think
I don't
you'd
think
be where
any
you
of
are
this would have
today?
happened. I really don't think that any of this would have happened, and I'm really ready to do all the things that I did back in Columbus here in Michigan, and so I'm looking to build my circle up here, like the circle that I have in Columbus as well. I have a very, very great circle of friends and resources. There's a running joke with my divas. I have a group of divas, and so with my divas, it's always someone will say, you know a lot of people, and my one diva, Coco, will say, no, I don't know a bunch of people. I know Sharice. Now, she know a bunch of people. She says, you need a giraffe? Call Sharice. We'll get it for you by tomorrow. And I will. I will, because when you do good by others, others are willing to help you in whatever it is. And so everything that I've done, it was about not just me. It was giving back. Even with my boutique, and I sold fashion and women's clothing, but I also hosted events in my store, fundraisers. I did women empowerment groups. I did health and wellness, Go Red Heart Day. I did breast cancer awareness events where I partnered up with Free the Girls. That's the name of the organization, and I had a Free the Girls. Free the Girls.
I know.
Yes. Free the Girls. And so
now you see why she's the free spirit. You see why.
So the point of that was to collect gently used bras and donate them to the women in Africa, Mozambique, Africa, and they would use the bras to sell, to make a living for themselves. And these women weren't just women in Mozambique. They were women that were survivors of human trafficking.
Oh, wow.
And so we collected over 600 bras that we were able to donate and send over, with even Victoria's Secret kicking in and donating 600 bras to us.
Oh,
And little old me, the girl from
the D,
you know, got that going, and just life started happening for me and blessing me in abundance. So I started living in that moment. That's my comfort zone. And then, lastly, I became the president of a national organization that's actually started and founded here in Michigan in Port Huron. It's called Women's Life, and and so I started a chapter in Ohio. We became the largest chapter in Ohio. We did some amazing things. We did blessings in the backpack. We fed the homeless and the hungry. We did what is the walk? Susan G. Komen, Susan G. Komen walk. We did so many things and so many empowering things that that's what I'm about. I'm about blessings and giving back and helping others. Another one of my mottos is, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And I think that I've been blessed so much coming from where I've come from and going through all the things that I've gone through. And just being able to do that. Even in my boutique, I gave local artists and stylists a foundation to support, to bring their things in so they could display their things in my store as a token of my appreciation to them. I was offering a hand up, I was offering a hand up, pulling someone up, because I didn't have any of that. Everything that I've done, I started on my own.
Well, I just want to say, Sharice, it is such an honor and a pleasure to have met you, because you have truly inspired me. I can't speak for anybody else, but thank you so much.
Yeah, you definitely inspired me.
I say kudos to you.
Kudos to Sharice. With all those growing pains experience.
Absolutely, yes. And so the last thing that I started doing is, now that I am an independent paparazzi consultant, I sell fabulous $5 jewelry, accessories. I brought some along with me today. I want to share with you ladies. Take a look
Absolutely.
at it.
Because I see you bling it over there.
Right. But I kept eyeing me like I was there.
Right.
That's him.
Well, thank you for joining another episode of MIPJ.
Yes.
We'll see you next Monday at 9 p.m. sharp.
Time for good night.
Let